Good day, dear students. This is Nazia Altaf, your science teacher. Hope you all are doing healthy and fine. And I hope you are listening the lessons, you are understanding them, and you are doing your work. So here we have the chapter atoms, molecules, mixtures, and compound. This is the second part of this chapter. In the previous lesson, we have discussed about atoms, molecules, and elements, and today we will discuss about the compounds and mixtures. As you have observed in the daily life that there are many things which are not just made up of only one type of atoms or only in the pure form, but they are in the form of the combination of different things. They are mixtures or they are compounds, but sometimes we don't know about whether this thing is compound or this is mixture. So we must know about what compound and mixtures are. Let's start our today's lesson. Compounds. Before telling you the definition of compound, in your world or around you, you have noticed that all the words in all the books, magazines, and newspapers in the English speaking world are made up of from the 26 letters of alphabet. In the same way, in Urdu, they are all made up of Urdu letters. In the same way, elements combine together in different ways to make up all the many materials around us, and we use those materials in our daily life. But somehow we don't know about these are compounds or not. Compounds are like atoms can join together to produce a new substance, and that new substance, which is quite different from the elements forming it, this new substance is called a compound. And somehow it is very difficult, or sometimes it is impossible to get the original element back. When a compound is formed, that is formed by a chemical reaction or the chemical process, and when a chemical process is done, then it is very difficult to reverse that process. So this is compound. A compound is a substance formed when two or more chemical elements are chemically combined together. They are chemically combined together means there is a chemical reaction behind this chemical combination. So that's why when a chemical reaction is held or it is in the process, then it means it is very difficult or it is somehow impossible to make the original substance again. So compound is not reversible. When it is formed once, it is not it is difficult to, or it is impossible to you can say reverse it. And in mixture, you all prepare some mixtures in your daily life, but sometimes you don't know what that is a mixture or not. But you are grown up kids and you know that how to prepare lemonade for yourself, and if you have no one elder at home, then you prepare milk for you add some sugar or some chocolate syrup or something else in the mix in the milk, and you have it and you use these things. You prepare noodles for yourself. They all are the mixtures. A mixture is a material made up of two or more different substances which are physically combined. And they are physically combined means there is no chemical reaction, there is no chemical process behind it, and when the physical combination is held, then it means that is a reversible process. Sometimes we can easily take the original thing from the physical reaction, and mixtures can be again separated into the original things. So what is a physical and chemical change? Physical change means, you can see over here, there is an ice cube and it is melted into water, and then if we put it in the refrigerator or freezer, and then again we can get the ice. So this is a physical process because it is a reversible process. And in which physical process is going to be done? In the mixture. In the mixture, the substances are combined physically. Okay. And chemical process, as I have discussed in the compound definition, that chemical process is not a reversible process. When wood is burned, we get ash. We cannot get wood again. There are so many gases which are released when wood is burned. So this is the chemical process. So the chemical process is not a reversible process. It is an irreversible process. We cannot reverse it, or we cannot take the substance again from it when once it is used. Okay. So this is the difference between physical and chemical change, and we use this thing, physical change, in the mixture, and we use this chemical change in the compounds. So next, here are some uses of compounds. There are some examples of compounds in our daily life. We exhale carbon dioxide, or carbon dioxide is released in the factories, or it is in the soft drinks. So this is a combination of carbon and oxygen. Carbon is an element, oxygen is also an element. So when they are combined together, one atom of carbon, only one C is here, so it means there is just one atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen, because it is written over here that there are two atoms of oxygen, and so they are combined together to form the carbon dioxide. This is a compound. When carbon dioxide is formed, then it is difficult to reverse this process. Okay, this is a chalk we use in our school. This chalk is used in our school in colored form or in just a white color. This is a compound, and its scientific name is calcium sulfate. Its scientific name is calcium sulfate, and it is a combination of different elements. Those are calcium, sulfur, and oxygen. You can see over here this is the formula of calcium sulfate. This is a calcium sign, Ca symbol, and S for sulfur and O for oxygen. So this is a calcium sulfate, which is the chalk. Calcium carbonate, that is a वाइट वॉश में जब आप यूज़ करते हैं तो दैट इज़ कॉल्ड चूना. लाइक दिस इज़ कॉल्ड द कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट. Ca for calcium, C for carbon, and O for oxygen. So this is a combination of three elements: calcium, carbon, and oxygen. So you have to learn these things, that there are different types of compounds, that those are the mixtures, or they are chemically combined together to form the compounds, and they are formed by different different elements. Okay. Here this is water you use in every day, and water is a combination of two elements. Those are hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is a gas, oxygen is also a gas, and two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen, they are combined together to form molecule. Okay, here is plastic. Plastic is also a compound, and it is made up of millions of carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms. So this is also an example of compound. Okay, my dear students, next, these are the examples of mixtures. Air is a mixture of oxygen, nitrogen, and other gases. Ink is also a mixture of water and various dyes, colors which are used in the ink. You use blue ink and black ink, but we teachers use red ink also. gunpowder, mixture of potassium nitrate, carbon and sulfur, the different elements are used in it. Baking powder, this is sodium bicarbonate and tartaric acid. Crude oil, petrol, kerosene, diesel oil and other hydrocarbons, this is a mixture of different things. Here are some examples of compounds. I have taken this also from your book. Compounds: carbon dioxide, as we have discussed about it. Methane, this is a combination of carbon and hydrogen. Glucose, you use in the daily life. Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, combinations of these three elements. Sucrose, that is the table sugar you use in your daily life. Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, again same combination is same, but the consistency is different. Sodium chloride or a table salt you use in your daily life. नमक जो आप खाते हैं, that is sodium chloride. It is made up of sodium and chlorine atoms. Sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is used in the lab. This is made up of hydrogen, sulfur and oxygen. Copper sulfate is also used. This is also a salt. It is made up of copper, sulfur and oxygen. Ammonia, that is a combination of nitrogen and hydrogen. So all these are the examples of compounds, and here are some examples of mixture. We will discuss some more examples of mixtures in this. Milk. Milk is a mixture of water with various proteins, fats and other substances. Lemonade, as you do prepare lemonade for yourself, that is mixture of water, sugar, flavoring and carbon dioxide gas. Or if you don't want to put carbon dioxide gas in it, you pour some lemon juice in it. So it is different ways to prepare it. Petrol is a mixture of hydrocarbons such as heptanes, octanes and various additives. Glass is mixture of materials like sand, soda ash and limestone are the compounds used to make this mixture. These are this sand, soda ash and limestone, these are also compounds, they are not elements. Breakfast cereal, you can prepare it yourself, that is made up of milk and some other mixture, depends on you what you want to add in it. Vinegar is a mixture of water and acetic acid. Pizza, your favorite food and mine too. Pizza and cakes are mixtures also, and they are mixtures of many things. You use different things in it as per your taste. Wood is a very complicated mixture of many kinds of compounds. The compounds are not discussed over here. You just keep this thing in mind that wood is not a pure element, actually it is a compound. This is concrete, by which you build your homes, and concrete is a mixture of sand, cement, gravel or crushed rock and water. These are compounds and mixtures of different compounds. Bronze is a mixture of copper and tin, and as you know that copper is a metal, tin is also a metal. It is also called an alloy, and alloy is a mixture of different metals. Here I have written that it is alloy. What is that alloy? Alloy is a mixture of different metals, that is called alloy. So bronze is an alloy and it is mixture of copper and tin. This pot is made up of alloy. This is brass. Brass is mixture of copper and zinc. So brass is also an alloy because it is mixture of two metals. When there is a mixture of two metals, then that is called an alloy. But a cereal is not an alloy because cereal is made up of milk and sugar and something else. So that is not an alloy because there are different type of things in it. Alloy means that combination or the mixture of two metals should be there, then that is called the alloy. Okay. Silver coins we use in it, but that is not a pure silver substance. The pure silver is an element, but they are actually silver coins are made up of copper and nickel. Silver is not used in that. The color is silver, but that is actually not silver element. Rather, they are combination of copper and nickel, and these two are actually metals. So that's why we will say that silver coins are actually alloy substances. So that was all about this chapter, and I hope you understood it well. And if you feel any difficulty when you will resume to school, we will discuss about it. If you feel any difficulty, you can note it down, and you can mark it in your book or in the copy that you have to discuss about these things, and we will discuss it in the school, inshallah. And here is your homework. You have to do this homework in the copy, and when you will come back to school, then you have to bring that copy and complete your homework, and we will give you marks according to the homework. First question is, what is the difference between mixture and compound? Give 2 examples of each. As I have given so many examples of compounds and mixtures, so you can give any 2 which you want to be like that, they are easy for you to learn. What is the difference between mixture and compound? You have to write the definitions. I have given the definitions in the previous slides. Group the following substances into elements, mixtures and compounds. There are different elements and mixtures and compounds. They are jumbled together, and this question is taken from the exercise of this chapter. So you can take it from there, or you can copy from here. You just have to make the list, 3 lists, and you separate them like elements, mixtures and compound. Then you can write the names of the elements, compounds and mixture. Draw 2 lines, separate in 3 portions, and then give heading elements, mixtures and compounds. Then you can arrange them according to their names, okay, their types. Okay, next, this is also a question taken from the book exercise of the chapter. In the left hand column are the meanings of some keywords in science. In the right hand column are the keywords, but they are muddled up. Can you match each definition to the word it refers to? Okay, here a very small particle, what can it be? A very small particle. This is a list of the keywords, and this is the description. You can see the description and match them with the column on the right hand side. A material that is made up of only one type of atom, that is an element. So I am not telling you, because we have discussed about all these things in the previous and in this lesson. So you have to just listen the lesson carefully, and you can do it, I know. Okay, my dear students, that was all about this chapter, and hope you all are doing well and understanding it easily. So we will see you in the next class. Stay home, stay blessed. God bless you all.